Hello, folks. Welcome back to The Slice. The King of Clay is firmly on his throne as Rafael Nadal wins his 12th French Open, defeating Dominic Thiem in 4 sets today. We're going to get into what happened in this match, take a look at the clay season for Rafael Nadal, and look at what this victory means for him and his legacy. So let's get into this on this episode of The Slice.
Welcome to The Slice.
Welcome to The Slice.
Welcome to The Slice.
Thanks for tuning in, folks, and thank you for staying tuned with us throughout the entire clay swing. It's been awesome. I've gained a new appreciation for clay, I think, because Federer played it. I played a bit more attention. I've also just been ramping things up here at The Slice. So thanks for being a part of this, and thanks for helping us grow. If you're new here, hit the subscribe button. I obviously cover all these tournaments, all the biggest tournaments. I've traveled to different tournaments before, Cincinnati, Indian Wells, the Miami Open this year with the press pass, and we're just getting started. So thanks for subscribing, and check out our show, The Front Row, The Slice Front Row on Patreon. Happens twice a month, and you get to be a part of choosing the topics and having your your questions answered on the show. But Rafael Nadal today showed us again why he's the king of clay. Any doubts that we had of him that were building up clay through the clay swing were completely erased during, I would say, Rome. But really, as this tournament went on, we saw him come back to his normal form. And then today we saw exactly why he's so hard to beat on clay, and especially at the French Open on the main court. What happened today was Dominic Thiem, obviously he played a crazy match against Novak Djokovic over 2 days, came into this match looking extremely good, looking like he had a ton of firepower under all the shots like he normally does, coming in with a chip on his shoulder after losing last year. Nadal came in after taking out Federer and Nishikori before him with relative ease, and it was just a battle of the champ. I would say Nadal versus the challenger. The stage was set, and the champ prevailed. The first 2 sets were fairly tight. They were pretty tight. There was a lot of rallies. I think Thiem was the aggressor at the beginning with most of his shots. He was pushing the pace, I thought, in most rallies. And Nadal was kind of letting him hit big shots, defending super well, but then also just using his angles and redirecting Thiem's power to hurt him. I saw just as Nadal gets older, he obviously isn't as brutal physically as he was younger, just running down everything. He's even getting shortening points at this point in his career. But we saw, I'd say, his tennis IQ matched up against Dominic Thiem today was one of the biggest things, and I think one of the biggest things that won him this match. So he won the first set 6-3. Then Dominic Thiem actually came away with the second set 7-5. But in that set, Thiem only won, I think, five points on Rafael Nadal's serve in the entire set. But 4 of them just came in the one game at 6-5 when Rafael Nadal was serving. So Thiem got the break there. But then with Rafa's pressure that he was putting on Thiem and his just lack of, he didn't waver in his focus at all, which is like a constant thing for him. They call him one of the best warriors or the greatest warrior of all time. And that's because I think you never see his level really drop with lack of focus. You can see it with other players for sure. But I think that where teams might have dropped after that set, Rafael Nadal jumped out to a quick early lead in the third set. And then it seems like Thiem almost ran out a bit of steam. He didn't have the goods there. Rafa seemed to step up a bit when he could see the finish line there. And he just ran Thiem into the ground and just showed exactly why he's won 12 Grand Slams at the French Open, because he's dominant, and he just put on a dominant performance today again. So just all kudos to Rafa and his team. What does this victory mean for Rafa and his career right now? I think it means that it's just confirmed what we already know about him. He's the greatest clay champion we've ever seen. We did have a lot of doubts coming into this tournament because of his performance in the previous tournaments. In Madrid, in Monte Carlo, didn't win. Barcelona didn't win. Madrid didn't win. Then he comes to Rome. We see his level getting a bit higher, and then he won that tournament, and it looked like he got his pop back. Then in the French Open, he had a few early, pretty easy rounds, but he just even the guys who were playing well in those matches, he just showed that he had the pop back. And then when the competition ramped up, obviously against Federer, Nadal was right there. Again, showing why he's so dominant on clay, handling those conditions perfectly, handling Federer's game perfectly, and then taking out Thiem, who put up a valiant effort in this match. I don't think Thiem was that tired from his Djokovic match. He probably was a little bit, but he played that match over 2 days, and it was definitely way more Nadal's relentlessness than the tiredness for Thiem, because I think with Djokovic, when Thiem was playing Djokovic, you saw a lot of the balls coming shorter, and he was able to attack more than he was against Nadal. And he seemed a little bit more hesitant to do that type of things against Nadal. Probably from the heebie-jeebies, I call it. When you play Nadal, those passing shots that he can rip out, and the way that he can defend on clay, and the way he can get to everything, can probably gives you a little bit of PTSD, so you like overthink your shots. I definitely saw that in the Federer match. But one of the key, I would say, points is the beginning of the third set, Thiem hit a very nice drop shot against Rafa, and Rafa gets up to it, barely gets it up to it, slides, but like drop shots Thiem right back with such a good shot that Thiem didn't even run for it. It's a bit of Thiem's mistake not coming up for it, because there's only so much you can do from that position. But that seemed like a point of a breaking point for Thiem, where he said, like, what more can I do? I have this like long crazy rally where Nadal's defending perfectly, drop shot him perfectly, he gets up there and hits an unbelievable shot, and then there's like Nadal breaks right after that, and then it's just like the match actually was over pretty quickly after that. Those last two sets went pretty quick. So unbelievable display by Nadal today. That's his 18th Grand Slam now. Now with his 18th Grand Slam, he moves closer to Federer than he is to Djokovic. So when Djokovic won the Australian Open earlier this year, he moved, and him and Nadal were closer than Nadal was to Federer. But now Nadal's closer to Federer again than he is to Djokovic. So in my GOAT category right now, it goes Federer, Nadal, Djokovic again. Grand Slams are the number one ranker of that, and winning a Grand Slam is a big deal. So that's what it does for Rafa, I think. That can change at any point. Now Wimbledon's coming up. We're going to have a French Open or a grass season preview coming out from the slice, obviously, but a lot of guys are going to be hungry for that. Rafa will be hungry for another Wimbledon. Djokovic will be hungry to defend his title. Federer will be hungry to get back in the winner's column. Guys like Stefanos Tsitsipas are going to want their first crack at it. Maybe we'll see Nick Kyrgios try again at a major. Who knows? He seems to be enjoying his time in England, if you haven't seen him on Instagram. But yeah, Rafa, what this means is that Rafa is still good. And I think that as long as his body allows him to play at his top level, he will be the best player on clay until he retires. But you never know what that will look like for next year, because that's a long time from now, and he's getting older. But I was very happy to see his level again, and I found, again, a new appreciation for the level of game that he brings, and the reason why I just love dominance and greatness, and he's absolutely an all-time great. So we got to see a little bit more greatness on this Sunday at the French Open, and Thiem was unfortunately on the receiving end of that. But kudos to Thiem as well and his camp for showing he's easily the next, I would say, the best player outside of the big three in the world right now. And he's won Indian Wells, made it to the final of the French Open again, taking out Novak Djokovic, an informed Novak Djokovic, which is a very big deal for him, I think, and is going to help him get over the hump in the future to win a Grand Slam. I'm very confident Thiem will be the first player outside the big three to win a Grand Slam. And I hope he does, because I'm a huge fan. Big game, big team, big everything. So anyways, that's the French Open coverage from the slice. Thanks for tuning in. Congrats to Rafael Nadal and his team. Congrats to Thiem and his team. Congrats to everyone who put in a good effort there. Thanks to Federer for playing the clay. It's been a party. But grass season is here. You know what we're talking about. Grass season. We're ready for short rallies, big serves, and fast tennis. So if you're stoked, leave a like on this video, and also check out the Slice front row. I will see you there. That's the next video coming out from the Slice. See you guys later. Thanks for everything. Thanks for watching, folks. Click here to subscribe to the Slice, this little green circle. Click this box to watch another video, and click up here to check out the Slice front row. It's the show, if you didn't know, that gets you closer to the ATP than any other show on the internet. You get to suggest the topics for me to talk about, then I do research, and I make long videos, usually about 25 to 30 minutes about it. You got to pay $4 a month, but you get 2 shows from that. And if you pay $10 a month, you get a t-shirt sent to you for free. Thanks for your support, folks, and thanks for tuning in. The Slice out.